The Knicks and Indiana Pacers have a ton of history together, and now they face each other in the second round of the Eastern Conference. Boy, oh boy, is this going to be an amazing series. The Knicks just got done with their series versus the Philadelphia 76ers. They took care of business in 6 games down in Philly. Jalen Brunson is literally putting up historic numbers during these playoffs. 40-point game after 40-point game after 40-point game. He cannot be stopped. And on the other side, the Indiana Pacers got done with the Milwaukee Bucks, a shorthanded Milwaukee Bucks team, obviously without Giannis Antetokounmpo. But credit to the Indiana Pacers for beating the Milwaukee Bucks. And now these two teams clash in the second round of the playoffs. Knicks have home court. Game 1 is on Monday. It's going to be a doozy. It's going to be crazy. Look, it's not going to be an easy series. It's not going to be your cakewalk, but I feel like this series is going to come down to the basics, come down to the nitty grit stuff. Kind of like the Knicks, how the Knicks finished off the Philadelphia 76ers, right? Out hustled them, out rebounded them, and all in all, just playing the brand of Knicks basketball that we've been playing all year long. Obviously, the head of the Snakes for both teams are Tyrese Haliburton and Jalen Brunson. That is going to be the sole focus of this series for both teams. Knicks are getting a game plan for Haliburton and vice versa. Jalen Brunson, guys, is playing out of his mind. You could try to game plan him. You could try to throw different looks at him, but he is literally combating everything, getting everyone else involved. He's being efficient, and he's hitting his long-range jumpers. He is playing at an all-time level currently. Like I've been saying, playoff Jalen Brunson is different. The Indiana Pacers, they're known for scoring. They're known for their great offensive game. They're not really known for defense. They're not really known for rebounding, matter of fact. I think they finished at 26th in defensive rebounds during the regular season, and that bodes well for the Knicks because we know the Knicks are a great rebounding team, especially a great offensive rebounding team. They got some fun guys on their side as well. Obi Toppin, welcome back to the Garden, Mr. Obi Toppin. Look, it obviously didn't end well. Knicks shipped him off to Indiana because of the infamous, allegedly, this hasn't been confirmed yet, but the audio that Obi Toppin screaming at Tom Thibodeau, pretty much saying this. Whether you think there's going to be a ton of storylines or a ton of revenge, you obviously have Jalen Brunson going against his former coach in Rick Carlisle, who essentially benched Jalen Brunson in a playoff series. But as we all know, Jalen Brunson, he just bottles all that stuff up, and he's not going to speak about any of that. But you can kind of make up the storylines as, you know, you can kind of make up the motivation. Look, I really wanted this matchup for the New York Knicks because Haliburton reminds me of such that villain. It's crazy that the Knicks are going to face the Indiana Pacers because obviously we all know the Reggie Miller, the infamous choke game, the rivalry with Spike Lee, and the battles, the Roy Hibbert block on Carmelo Anthony that is still stuck in my mind. I kind of want to seek revenge for that block and get that memory out of my head. I know it's probably not going to get out of my head, but that Roy Hibbert block on Carmelo Anthony was a tough one. That was a tough pill to swallow. Now it's time to create a whole different storyline. What is going to be the storyline in this series? You can say Obi wants his revenge. You can say the Knicks, didn't like the way Obi said certain things about Tom Thibodeau. OG Anunoby going back to Indiana where he attended college, knows Pascal Siakam really well and is probably going to defend Pascal Siakam throughout the whole series. Those two going back at it one another, but those two are great friends, right? Those two are friendly. So in terms of, look, things can get heated quick. What the Knicks have to do, in my opinion, is be physical right off the bat. The Indiana Pacers, I don't know, say what you want, but I think if the Knicks do what they do best, if the Knicks are physical with them, are out rebounding them, are pushing the pace, are playing at their own pace. They push the pace well in transition, but the Knicks are one of the slowest teams in the NBA, and the Pacers are one of the fastest teams in the NBA. So in essence, you feel like, oh no, that's really not a great combination. But the Knicks do a great job playing the game at their own pace. They do a great job at having the opponent play the game at their own pace. They don't speed up anything. Look, Pacers can score in spurts. They have great scorers on their team, in addition of Pascal Siakam. And when you have Miles Turner hitting a bunch of threes as well, I'm sure the Knicks game plan is going to be focused on the trio. Turner, Halliburton, and Pascal Siakam. All three of those guys have different strengths. All three of those guys can do different things. But you really want to ask yourself, do you think the Knicks are going to stick with their 7-man rotation? Do you think they're going to go extend it to 8? Maybe Precious gets involved. Maybe throw him at Miles Turner sometimes. Obviously, Precious only played 1 game in round 1. But like I said, every series is different. So it's just going to be a matter of time before we see what Tom Thibodeau does. Does he extend it to 8? Because losing Bogdanovic, I feel like that is a massive blow. That's especially this series when the Pacers can score. Bringing Bogdanovic off the bench, giving you that extra scoring punch along with Deuce McBride. He was a very sneaky, valuable piece for the New York Knicks. He was just starting to get going. Does the Knicks bench respond in scoring? We know Deuce is going to go out there and score. He was doing it in round 1. But where are you getting that extra punch other than Deuce? Do you give Alec Burks some minutes? Well, I don't know about that. Precious. He can bang. He can play defense. I feel like whoever plays the best defense in this series is going to win this series. The starting 5 can't keep up with Indiana. Brunson can go toe-to-toe with almost everybody. And Tyrese Halliburton, look, say what you want. He's had a great season, but ever since he injured that hamstring, really hasn't been the same scoring point guard for the Indiana Pacers. You can even ask the Pacers fans themselves. Still a great player, but ever since he injured that hamstring, really hasn't been the same guy. But during the season, these two teams have played each other a total of 3 times. The Pacers were 2-1 in the regular season, but look, that really doesn't matter to me at all. I mean, I said this before the 76ers series, the players are a different animal, and all 3 of those games, the Knicks did not have Anunoby. I think he was injured in 2 of them. And the game in December was actually the game where the New York Knicks traded quickly and RJ Barrett to Toronto, and the Knicks were playing the Pacers that night. So Anunoby hasn't gotten a chance to play in Indiana, against Indiana. I love OG Anunoby in this series. I really do. He went to college in Indiana. He's familiar with the area. I'm sure he's going to have people in the building. And that's another thing. Pacers, sneaky good basketball town. I remember those series, especially the one with Carmelo Anthony and Paul George and Roy Hibbert. That crowd gets extremely loud. It is a tough place to play. They can be a little bit hecklish at times, but that's playoff basketball, right? But all in all, as you know, I have faith in the Knicks. I have faith they're going to get this done. Obviously, I'll give my predictions shortly, but back to OG Anunoby, I just feel like 7-foot wingspan, 6'8", 6'9". He's built like a linebacker. Just like in the 76ers series where he was attacking. His mid-range jump shot was lethal. His aggressiveness at the rim, dunking on Joel Embiid. I just feel like the Indiana Pacers don't really have anyone to throw at OG Anunoby. They can throw Pascal Siakam at him. Like I said earlier, those two are very familiar with each other. So maybe Siakam knows Anunoby's tendencies, whether he's going right or going left, or if he's going to drive or step back or spot up for a 3. And another one of my X factors is Mr. Donte DiVincenzo. He finally got the party started in Game 6 versus the Philadelphia 76ers. Why am I saying Donte DiVincenzo is what you're asking? Well, he averaged 24 points a game versus Indiana during the regular season, and he could not be stopped. Like I said, Indiana struggles defensively. So 1, he's going to get those spot-up 3-point shots that he didn't get versus 76ers. 2, the Pacers don't really have the length to throw out Donte like it was bothering him versus 76ers until he made adjustments, until he got himself going. If Donte can get hot like he has been, look, 24 a game versus the Pacers during the season, and if Anunoby can do his thing with Jalen Brunson, obviously Deuce in the mix, and the duo of Hartenstein and Mitchell Robinson. This is going to be a fun series, guys. This is going to be an absolute fun series. It is not going to be easy. I'm not going to take the Pacers lightly at all. We got a job to do. We move on. We take it one game at a time, back to what we do best. And that's what got us here. And that's what's going to keep us going throughout these playoffs. All in all, I think we can get this done. I want to say 5 games. I really do want to say 5 games. You know what? I'm picking Knicks in 5. I'm saying the New York Knicks are going to get this done in 5 games. That's my prediction. I picked the Knicks getting it done versus the Philadelphia 76ers in 6 games. They got it done in 6 games. I'm picking the Knicks in 5 versus the Indiana Pacers. Let me know in the comments below. Smash the comments, your predictions. What do you think? Pacers fans that are watching this video, what are your predictions as well? I'm all for it. I'm hoping for a great series. Halliburton's going to come in the garden. He's going to be the next villain. He's going to be like the Trae Youngs and the Embiid. Knicks fans, they pick a villain and they stick with it. Let me know in the comments below. What are your thoughts? I can't wait. I'm Anthony from Knicks Nation. Subscribe to the channel. Smash the thumbs up button for a Knicks series win. And let's get this ball rolling. I'll catch you guys next time.